Yo, it's Verday. Hey, my soulful art babes. So, this video is going to be about the law of rhythm, which is one of the 7 universal laws found in the Kybalion, the book called the Kybalion, the Kybalion. And it's the law of rhythm. And I want to talk about it because as soon as I really started applying this law, because it's one thing to know something intellectually and to be like, oh, okay, cool. But when you start to see how it plays out and manifests in your real life, like, that's key, you know? Like, let's make sure that we are balancing the spiritual with the physical. Anyway, so the law of rhythm basically says that everything vibrates, got it, and everything moves to certain rhythm. So we have like things fluctuate. We have seasons, we have cycles, and we have patterns that come, and it's like a flow. I call this law basically like the pendulum of life, and I call it the pendulum of life because when you swing one way, like let's put it in tangible form. So for depression. When I was younger, I was like really, 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 really depressed. Like, yes, I'm hugging the little girl in me because like it was deep, it was dark, and I was like way swung over there, you know. But when I was younger, I wasn't able to like really step back and realize, okay, I'm swinging this way, which is in depression, but if I hold on a little bit, I'm gonna swing the other way. Like this too shall pass type of stuff. Like I didn't really have the understanding that it was temporary and that it was simply a phase, like literally a phase. Like when I was younger, I was convincing myself that it was always going to be like this, and it would only get worse, you know. And it's not. It might get worse, but eventually, like it has to. The law of rhythm says that it has to, and these laws are inescapable. Like everybody. Everything goes through it, you know, like the life cycle. Animals go through it, like they live and die. And if you believe in reincarnation, which you probably do, you'll see like how and why this works. But I just pulled up the law of the Kybalion, and it says, so everything flows out and in, everything has its tides, all things rise and falls. So you can think of like empires like that and kingdoms. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. So everything's like energy. It's a dance. So if you've seen the yin and yang, how it's like kind of chasing after each other, but it's in a rhythm, you know? It's in a rhythm. And when you understand that and you find yourself on one side, it's like, chill out, because we're going to be over here soon, you know? Like, but the cool thing is let's say that, because the Kybalion, it also mentions how, like, let's say, okay, so when I was in a deep depression or whatever, because I was in a deep depression, now I feel like really high off life and like full of love. Whereas before I felt really full of like hate and shame and all those things. And so because I'm over here now though, like just feeling great, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to swing back in order to compensate the high, because everything in this world it's all love. So naturally we are in a state of bliss and in a state of like generosity and in a state of abundance, so that we can give to everybody and be okay with ourselves, because the earth is naturally abundant. But if we are at that low is automatically gonna, because the momentum to get towards that high vibration, that momentum is gonna swing you right back there. So that is something to keep in mind when we have the periods of times in our lives where we feel down. If it's a financial setback that we're experiencing, emotional, like just mental, we're usually okay, but one week we're just like, what is happening right now? The thing that's happening is the rhythm. You know, everything is not always going to be peachy cherry dandy, rainbows and butterflies and caterpillars. Like, obviously things are going to happen, and that's literally part of life. But with the awareness, because this has helped me so much, with the awareness that like, okay, this just happened and it seems like a low. For one, it depends on how you see it. That's your perspective. Perspective is everything. For two, if you realize that even if this is, like, even if logically you're like, this seems like a really shitty situation. And if you're like, it is. Like, once you figure out, okay, it is, you can still react accordingly, you know? So basically what I'm saying is that, let's use an example. Well, okay, I'll use a real life example. What was this, like 2 days ago? 2 days ago, or no, like 3 days ago, a part on my keyboard broke, so I wasn't able to record. It was just a port, like not the actual keyboard, but like a port to plug in my laptop to my keyboard that broke. And then like just some other like kind of embarrassing stuff happened, and then like just a bunch of like little things have been happening, and then also I've been eating not the best. So all in all, I was just feeling like shit. And I woke up yesterday morning feeling like shit. And I'm just like, okay. I was okay. And actually, I'm still okay. But I just know the pendulum is literally swinging right now. But because I caught it, and because I realized it and had the awareness of what was going on, I didn't allow everything to be pulled that way. For example, I could have woken up and just be like, oh my God, today is awful. Let me just sit in bed awfully and not get anything done. Like, I could have done that for hours. I could have been like, oh, I feel awful. Let me just eat even more terribly because I feel awful. Like, I could have lashed out on people. I could have just been like, it's awful. Everything's awful. And I could have, basically what I'm saying is I could have amplified that awfulness. But what I did was I was just like, I just noticed how I was feeling. I noticed that, okay, this is the pendulum swinging. But I still acted as if I was on the other side of the pendulum. Meaning, I got some business work done, which makes me feel really good because it's like, I got to be on it. So if I still was productive about it, I was still getting things done. I like cleaned my room and just like set stuff up and just was productive. I was writing and like drinking water and everything. I was acting as if things were dandy, you know? And because of that, now I feel fine again. Now I feel like that could have lasted way longer than it needed to, but I didn't allow it to. Like, I'm probably still on that. I'm probably still like going towards, you know, I'm probably still swinging, but I just don't even feel it, you know? And so my bounce back is going to be high once again. I hope that makes sense. Check out the Kybalion. This is the law of rhythm, you know, that rhythm. So, I hope this makes sense. I hope this resonates. Share with your friends. Or not, just put it in a playlist or whatever. Like it, subscribe to my channel. I am Alexis Verday. And you are a beautiful, soulful art babe. Yeah, have a good day.